Have you ever wondered where we find the strength to face life's toughest challenges? It seems that adversity is a universal experience, something that binds us all together. We all have our battles, our mountains to climb. So, where do we find the courage to press on, to rise above, to conquer? Could it be that our strength is not drawn from ourselves, but from something greater? Perhaps the answer lies in something as simple yet profound as faith. Faith, in its many forms, has the incredible power to uplift us, to give us strength when we feel weak. Let me share with you a story from my own life. A few years ago, I found myself in a particularly tough spot. I had just lost my job, suddenly and without warning. With bills piling up and no immediate prospects, it was an incredibly stressful and trying period. I felt like I was in a dark tunnel with no light at the end. In those moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to feel like you're all alone. But it was in that darkness that I found something powerful. I found faith. Not necessarily faith in a religious sense, though that can certainly be a part of it for many people, but rather faith in the broader sense. Faith in life, faith in the journey, faith in the belief that things would get better. I started to wake up each morning with a renewed sense of purpose. I started to believe in the process, to trust in the journey, even when the road was rocky. I began to view my situation not as a setback, but as a stepping stone, an opportunity for growth and learning. And guess what? Things did get better. Not immediately, and not without a lot of hard work and determination. But slowly and surely I started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I found a new job, one that I loved even more than the last. I paid off my bills. I came out of that dark period stronger and more resilient than before. In retrospect, it was faith that got me through. Faith in myself, faith in the process, faith in the idea that even in our darkest hours, there's always a glimmer of light. That's the power of faith. It's not just about believing in something, it's about finding strength in that belief, finding the courage to keep going even when things seem impossible. In that moment, faith became not just a belief, but a lifeline. In the Islamic faith, this reliance on belief is a cornerstone embodied in the concept of tawakkul, or trust in Allah. Tawakkul is a profound and multifaceted concept, wrapped in layers of faith and trust. It is about entrusting one's affairs to Allah and relying on Him completely. This theme of trust is pervasive in the teachings of Islam. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, illustrates this beautifully in Surah At-Talaq, where it says, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Yet, tawakkul is not about inaction. It's not about sitting back and expecting miracles to happen. It's about striving, giving your best, and then leaving the outcomes to Allah. It's about recognizing that while we have a role to play, the ultimate control and power lies with Allah. To better understand this, let's delve into a well-known anecdote from the life of Prophet Muhammad. One day, a man left his camel without tying it. When asked why, he responded, "I put my trust in Allah." The Prophet then advised him, "Tie your camel first, then put your trust in Allah." This story beautifully encapsulates the essence of tawakkul, a balance between trust in Allah and taking necessary action. In times of hardship, Muslims turn to tawakkul as a source of strength. It provides hope, resilience, and a sense of calm amidst the storm. It's like being in the eye of a hurricane, where despite the chaos swirling around, there's a pocket of peace. That's the tranquility that tawakkul brings. Anecdotes of tawakkul are scattered throughout Islamic history. They tell tales of ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges, finding strength in their trust in Allah. From the single mother who relies on Allah to provide for her children, to the student who trusts in Allah's plan despite failing an important exam, tawakkul is a beacon of hope and trust, guiding Muslims through life's trials. Tawakkul, then, is not just a passive acceptance, but an active trust in Allah's plan. It's about doing your part and then leaving the rest to Allah, confident in His wisdom and mercy. It's about finding strength in faith and in the promise that Allah is always with those who put their trust in Him. But what does it look like to truly practice tawakkul, to fully trust in Allah's plan? Imagine you're a farmer. You've done your part. You've tilled the soil, sown the seeds, and watered the ground. Now, you can't control the weather or the growth of the seeds. That part is in Allah's hands. This is tawakkul in action. You've done your best, and now you trust in Allah's plan, whatever that might be. Let's consider another scenario. You're a student who has studied hard for an important exam. You've read, revised, and practiced. The night before the exam, you close your books and rest, knowing that you've done all you can. The result is not in your hands anymore, it's in Allah's. This too is tawakkul. It's about doing your best, then letting go and trusting in the divine plan. Now let's look at it from another angle. Imagine you're faced with a challenging situation, perhaps a health issue or a personal loss. It's natural to feel overwhelmed. But when you practice tawakkul, you understand that while you might not be able to change the situation, you can certainly change your reaction to it. You can choose to trust in Allah's plan, to believe that there is a wisdom behind all that happens, even if you can't see it right away. You find strength in your faith, and this gives you peace. Tawakkul is not about being passive or just sitting back and doing nothing. It's about doing your part, then trusting in Allah for the outcome. It's about understanding that while you have control over your actions, you don't have control over the results. Tawakkul is about finding peace in the knowledge that everything happens for a reason, even if we don't always understand that reason. It's about drawing strength from your faith, even in the most challenging times. It's about trusting in the journey, even when you don't know where it's leading. As these stories show, tawakkul is a powerful tool for navigating life's ups and downs. So, what can we take away from the concept of tawakkul? The essence of tawakkul, or trusting in Allah, isn't just about having faith. It's about surrendering control, about accepting that there are forces at work beyond our understanding. It's about finding peace in the knowledge that whatever happens, happens for a reason. In our exploration of faith and trust, we've delved into the transformative power these forces hold. We've seen how they can change lives, bring peace, and offer a guiding light in the darkest times. It's not about blind faith, but about conscious, mindful trust. It's about recognizing that while we may not have all the answers, there is a grand design at work. This idea, while rooted in Islam, is universal. It's applicable to anyone, regardless of their specific beliefs. It's about finding strength in surrender, courage in trust, and peace in acceptance. It's about understanding that life is a journey, and while we may not always know the destination, we can trust in the journey itself. Trust in life, trust in the process, trust in the journey, trust in the unknown. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what life is all about? Embracing the unknown, trusting in the journey, and finding strength in faith. No matter what we face, trusting in a higher power can give us the strength to not just endure, but to thrive.